I do too.
My editors
Let's get
love
right
it.
to it.
My editors love it.
Oh, Jay, how are you now?
How are you?
Good, and you?
Got a little dicey there at the end, but to be able to pull that out and win that, and with the big crowd you had, and just to get another quad one win, how's it feel?
Well, any game in this league, and obviously tons and tons of respect for San Diego State, and they earned that respect, and what epic games we've had with those guys over the years, and that they all come down to that, what you saw, and I was really proud of our guys though, because they just kept sawing wood. And that's what it takes. You can't get discouraged, when everything doesn't go your way, because that team that we just played makes it hard to go your way. And you have to earn it. I think both teams are teams that they're not gonna, neither team's gonna give each other the game. You gotta go earn it. And, we were fortunate to be at the end, be 1 point ahead.
You look at the stretch you had the last 2 weeks. To go 3-1, obviously, I'm sure you'd rather be 4-0, but to go 3-1, what's that say about this team, and what's it mean for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, this league is just a grueling. Because you saw how much emotion that goes into every one of these games, and the highs and the lows, and it takes a lot to just get yourself up, win or lose for that next game, and win or lose, you got to get up for that next game because a good team's coming in. I mean, it is a monster league. It really is. And great thing about what everybody did in the preseason is I think they earned us a level of national respect. You talk about what San Diego State did last year. Now that helps with national respect. We've known in this league how good the teams are, but you're judged by, look what they did in March. And I think that shined the light on this league a little bit more, and then we followed it up with preseasons that everybody had, and guys scheduled aggressively and guys scheduled the right way for their teams. Everybody, got smart guys running those programs, and the way San Diego State's scheduled. Think about the road places they played at, and that's going to pay dividends for them. I mean, they weren't rattled. It was just, but. It's just, night after night, it's going to be just a battle, and that's great. It provides great entertainment for the world and our fans, and I think they got their money's worth tonight in the two great teams battle.
San Diego State was 6-24 from 3-point range, and there was a long stretch in the second half where you guys didn't give up a single field goal. I think it was 5 or 6 minutes. What can you say about your defense, and where have you guys grown the most from that side of the ball over the last month or two?
Yeah, I think even Coach Dutch said to me before the game, adding those new guys, it takes time to get them all on the same page, and he's seen the growth as we come along, and I think we still have a lot more to grow. But we got tough kids, and we just got to keep getting better at practice, and they've approached that the right way. That's why we are getting better. It's sure you're prepping for games, but we're trying to get ourselves better as we go forward, because we're going to have to. No doubt.
Yeah, we're pretty critical of the bench after Tuesday's game. Tonight, their effort was
huge, and we got more. It's not I don't wake up in the morning and say I'm only going to play 5 guys. I know people talk about that, but you build the trust in practice. You show me what and our job as coaches is to accomplish the mission and help the team accomplish the mission. And so there's no charity moments for March or to get these guys better. They can get better in practice, and they did. The last 2 practices were terrific, and the guys, and there's other guys that in a pinch could have helped us tonight, but as coaches, they look at Ledee. He played 38 minutes and 12 seconds. I was rooting for him to play less. Use your bench more, Dutcher. Come on. not that their bench is bad. I'm not saying that, but there's certain guys that just playing at such a high level. You got to keep them out there. But I thought because the way the bench played, Cam, Jace, and Andrew, I was able to get those guys a little bit more rest, which that does help down the stretch.
You were playing Jace and Roddy together some.
Yeah.
You had Cam and Omar together some. It just seemed like you were able to kind of mix and match a
Yeah,
little differently tonight.
because they all were doing a great job of doing the right stuff, and and it starts with our defense and rebounding. And those guys were defending and rebounding, and and then each one of them hit a three. I mean, we got 10 points off the bench, and 10 points in a game like this, valuable. Like, we don't win that game if those guys don't. They're the key to our season. As much as I haven't given them enough minutes, they're the key for us to be a great team, and that's why I say we can improve a lot more, because we got to keep improving those guys and keep having them ready. And there's other guys that haven't got the chance yet that can help this team and need to help this team. And sometimes it's on me a little bit, but it's always you take personal responsibility. It's on them, and they did. Those three guys were huge tonight.
What did Jace do to earn 16 minutes tonight, or at least whether it be in practice or stay out there?
I think what you saw last year is a kid that we all loved because of how hard he played, how gritty he was, how tough he was, engaged. I think we saw that Jace tonight, and that Jace can play in this league and help us and hit big shots, and that's what I saw.
We got you
Hi, Mark.
mentioned the non-conference resumes. Everybody did. There's been a pretty large sentiment that you're going to go to a 20-game conference schedule next year. Do you need to rethink that after how well teams did and how well they schedule?
That's the million-dollar question, and I think sometimes that decision is taken out of our hands. And when I got in this league, there was a lot of old heads that knew what they were doing, and I sat back and listened, and I was like, that's weird. All those guys were saying less league games. Now your schedulers will say more because it's just so hard to get a home game, but this day and age, it's become the neutral games, and those neutral games help this league. So, I hate to rage against the machine, but these guys know what they're doing. I mean, it's a hard one. It's a hard debate, and I know exactly where you're coming from but not everybody does it that way, and not everybody, it's different. People have different needs, but the bottom line is, we scheduled our way into this success that we're having, and that is certainly a valid point.
With Roddy at times, to start the year, I almost feel like you could see the wheels turning in his head at times.
Yeah,
He's
no doubt.
thinking, too much. And how much freer is he playing at this point?
Well, I'm not in his head very much, but I see what you're saying. He is he's understanding his job better, and to be honest, we brought Roddy in because this is the kind of game you need a dynamic athlete like Roddy to be able to handle their pressure, and because they're like sharks when they smell blood. If you don't look like you can go by them, and if you can't go by them and make them pay somehow, some way, then here they come, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And Roddy gives you that kind of athlete.
What type of an athlete is he? I mean, if that dunk goes down, that's that's like James Webb stuff in here, getting the crowd up.
No,
that stuff.
He's that kind of an athlete. Crazy. I mean, there's so when you get an athlete like that, you try to train him to play like a 30-year-old now, and that's where he's headed. Become a point guard. Become because that's when I was mad at him a little bit. I was like, okay, we need a point guard out there now. There are times where he gets a little squirrely, and like, okay, be a point guard. And he got Buzo. He got that kick out for Buzo that he got the fouled on, and it was 3 free throws. That was a point guard. And that's something that we'll sit down, we'll watch together, and we'll all talk about it. And he understands what I mean when I say be a point guard, not just just bad coaching. Just hey, be a point guard. No, we show him what that means of what we're talking about then, and it's make others better.
You guys held the D in check tonight. Last week, you guys held Isaiah Stevens in check. What does it say about this roster that you guys rise to the occasion against the best players in the conference?
Yeah, I mean that dude is a hell of a player. He's got himself in the national talk of player of the year, not just conference player of the year. His year has been amazing. And you're not going to guard him with one guy. You're not going to, you got the whole team's got it, and you're not going to stop those guys. You got to be you know, I had to get our guys at peace with, yeah, guess what? You're going to play a great team. They'll make a shot. That's what good players do. And he did that a couple times. And so the thing I was proud about, they didn't get their head down. They didn't overreact to it and just kind of got up and tried to get a stop next time.
With, I know you always relive when you first got here and first entered this league, and you joke about if you ever thought you could ever win a game in this league.
True, I said that.
And now you've won 5 of 6 against San Diego State. What does that mean to you and your program?
Yeah, I mean, all those milestones are important and mean a lot, you know. But it means a lot because we have so much respect for that program and what they've done and who they are and how they compete, and that took every bit of competitive toughness that we had to get that done, and every game with them has. I mean, these things have been epic, you know, epic games, and so yeah, it's cool, and that's why you like the 11 o'clock game. You got till midnight. You got a little more time to enjoy it, and then you got to regroup. We got to regroup quickly.
With you, on Tuesday you guys gave up 13 offensive rebounds. Tonight you didn't give up one until like the 10-minute mark of the first half, and I know San Diego State gets 8, but they are going to get a few, obviously. What did you think about your guys' rebounding efforts tonight?
Oh, great, because they got up on us on the glass, and I think we beat them on the glass in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. But that's just a crusade to get aboard, and our guards got some crucial ones down the stretch.
Yeah, you've already got more quad 1 wins than you had all of last season. I mean, and to have a lot more opportunities still ahead. I mean, I know it's a long season, but do you feel like to this point obviously you want to be undefeated, but I mean, do you feel like you guys are continuing to progress and get better, and the resume and the numbers are showing that?
Well, yeah, because quad 1 wins are really the standard. We can talk about all this other stuff, but it's the ability to have some quad 1s and get some quad 1s. That's what separates, you know, and that's why you see the power conferences, because, you know, like Big 12, every single game's a quad 1. Well, those guys come out with a lot of quad 1 wins because of that, and our league's put ourselves in a position where we can get some, and we've been fortunate to get, you know, I think 4, right? Yeah, those are big, you know, and well, winning the leagues, and you know, there's always talk about the NCAA tournament. I think we're all competing to win the league too. That always means, you know, I'm old school that way. That means something, you know. That's this is good. This is a lot of fun for everybody. You got this many teams that are this good.
You gonna enter Omar Stanley in a 3-point shooting contest?
Well, you know, that we've had those talks about, like, okay, you take the ones when you're unguarded, you take them, because if he gets to look at them, and you can, you know, I told him that's a free throw for you if you get to look at it. You don't have to rush them. You don't take the contested ones, but take the ones where you're squared up. You can look at it and whack. You know, you got to give him, and he took that, and you know, it was a secret. I knew he could make those threes, but I guess the secret's out.
Anything else?
All right.
Take care.